Hello and welcome to another lesson. My name is Alozie from SumIf Computer Hub. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at Introduction to Excel Interface. Introduction to Excel Interface. Now, the Excel interface is this platform that we currently have showing on the screen. We'll be going around to know what they are and what they are used for. Without wasting much time, let's begin. Now, by default, when you open or currently launch an Excel file, this area where you have Book 2 Excel is called the title bar. This is called the title bar. So if I should save this document and give it a different name, the name I am giving to this document will be showing here, like we have in this file. I have named this document example, and the name is currently showing on the title bar. So this is the title bar and it carries the name of the document we are currently working on. The next thing I want to bring our attention to is the quick access toolbar. This is the quick access toolbar. You see we have an icon for save, an icon for undo, an icon for redo, and a drop down here showing us other commands or other tools that we can make use of. This is called the quick access toolbar. The next thing we have here are tabs. These are tabs. So we have the file tab, the home tab, the insert tab, the formula tab, the power pivot tab. These are called tabs. And then on this area, this area is called the ribbon, where we have these tools to make use of the fonts, the clipboard, the alignments, the number. This area of the Excel interface is called the ribbon. And every single tab has its own ribbon and its own tools that can be made use of to carry out different tasks. The next thing I want to bring your attention to is the name box. The name box simply carries the address of the cell that we are currently active on. So if I come here, this is cell address A1, it is showing on the name box. So the name box simply tells us, wow, we are currently active on cell A1. So what if I come here? It shows us that we are currently active on cell D4. So the name box simply carries the address of the cell that we are currently on. The next thing I want to bring your attention to is the insert function. The insert function that is used to insert different functions that we want to make use of. So if you click on this, you can see there are different functions that we want to make use of or that we can make use of. And we'll be looking at all of this much later. And then the next thing we have is the formula bar. The formula bar simply shows the formulas that we type in a particular cell when we are carrying out a particular task. And it also shows us the data we are imputing in a particular cell. Now, the next thing we have is on this area where we have alphabets are called the column heading or the column letter. You may choose to call this the column heading or the column letter. And this alphabet stems in this manner down to XFD. And you can get to the end by simply pressing the control key and the right arrow key. And you can go back by pressing the control key and the left arrow key. Here where we have numbers are called the row number or the row heading. The row number or the row heading. And this number stems down in this manner to 1,048,576. And you can get to the end by simply pressing the control key and pressing the down arrow key, and go back by pressing the control key and the up arrow key. Now, the next thing I want to bring attention to is the active cell indicator. You can currently see that on cell A1 there is a dark rectangle that is currently showing. This rectangle here tells us the cell that we are currently active on, and it is called the active cell indicator. So if I come here, it shows me that I'm currently active on cell address C3. Now, Excel is made of rows and columns, and the intersection of these rows and columns is what produces cell. Now, this area here is called the workbook. It's called the workbook. The next thing I want to bring your attention to is the Sheet tab scroll buttons. The Sheet tab scroll buttons. Now you can see here and you can see there's another button here. Now we simply make use of these buttons to see the other sheets that are currently opened. So we have sheet 1 here, sheet 2 here, and sheet 3 here. These are worksheets. These are worksheets. And how we can be able to navigate through different worksheets is using the sheet tab scroll buttons. So if I currently click on this, we will see the sheet 3 actively. If I currently click on the button, that takes us back to different sheets. So you can see that. Now, the next thing I want to bring your attention to is the status bar. This area of the Excel interface is called the status bar. Currently, you can see that the status is showing us that we are ready to make use of Excel. Now, let's say for instance, I type in a data. So let's say we have date. Let's say I have this data. Now I can simply highlight all, and the status bar shows me that the number of cells that contains a data. So I can simply see here that, okay, there are 4 cells that are having data in them, and the status bar shows me that there are 4. And we can also customize the status bar as well. I'll be looking at this much later. Now the next thing I want to bring our attention to is the horizontal scroll bar. This is the horizontal scroll bar, and we simply make use of the horizontal scroll bar to see the other areas of Excel that we cannot see. For instance, now the data that I typed in is missing, is not showing. So I can simply use the horizontal scroll bar to go back to that area to be able to see it. The same thing too with the vertical scroll bar. It helps us to view other areas of our workbook that cannot be visited, that are not visible. And then the next thing I want to bring your attention to is the zoom control. So this is the zoom control, and we make use of the zoom control to view or to change the view of our Excel workbook. Now, we also have the view shortcuts, or something I like to call tabbed page view. Now, these 3 things here are called the view shortcuts or tabbed page view. Now, currently we are on normal. When you click on this page layout, it changes the view of the workbook. Click on it. And then when I click on this other option, it also changes the view of the workbook. You see that? So I'll click on normal. Now, so this is the Microsoft Excel user interface. This is the Microsoft. You are always welcome to ask us questions, and I'll be ever ready to answer your questions. I'll see you in the next lesson, when we'll be looking at how to customize our quick access toolbar. So for now, we'll work on this. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye bye for now.